Hello all, I am G. Karthik working as assistant professor in Kongunadu College of Engineering and Technology in IT department. So today I am going to take OSI model. So what is called as a OSI model? Yes. Ah. So OSI model is a open system interconnection. So it was established by International Standard Organization. It was developed by the committee during the year of 1977. So after that, it renamed as a open system interconnection. So in this open system interconnection, there are 7 layers available. So seventh layer is application layer, sixth layer is presentation layer, and then fifth layer is session layer, fourth layer is transport layer, and then third layer is network layer, second layer is data link layer, and then first layer is physical layer. So these are all the layers, 7 layers available in the open system interconnection. So now we are going to see the first layer, physical layer. Physical layer. So physical layer is the bottom of the layer. So out of the 7 layers, this physical layer is the last layer which is available in this OSI. So this layer is responsible for actual physical connection between the two devices. The physical layer is also responsible for movement of individual bits from one node to another. So whatever the data we are transferring via this physical layer, it will convert the data into a bits. So after that only it will transfer the data that through a physical medium. So that is the thing which is responsible for this physical layer. So there is a functions available for this physical layer. So one is a representation of a bits, and then data rate, and then synchronization, and then interface, and then line configuration, and then topologies. So these are all the functions which is available in this physical layer. So next one is a data link layer. This data link layer is responsible for moving frames from one node to next. So whatever the data we are transferred via this data link layer, it will convert the that data into frames. The frame considered as some amount of data which is held by some capacity like that. So these are all the having some functions in this data link layer. So framing. So what is called as a framing? Divide the data into a network layer into frames. That is called as a framing. And then physical addressing. Physical addressing is that add a header to the frame. So to find the physical address. And then flow control. So flow control provides the mechanism of error control in which detects a retransmit damaged or lost frames. And then error control, this error control is used to detect the retransmits the damaged or lost frames. So that is the purpose of this error control. And then access control. So access control is used to determine which of the device have the control over the link at any given time. So there are two types available in this data link layer. One is a logical link control, another one is a media access control. So third one is a network layer. So the network layer is responsible for the delivering of a source to destination. So delivery of a packets from a source to destination across multiple networks. So these are all the having certain mechanisms. So routing and then logical addressing. These are all things available in this network layer. So routing, what is the purpose of this routing? It provides a mechanism to transmit data over independent networks. And then logical addressing is that we have a address to transfer the data from a sender to receiver. And then functions is called the service point addressing, and then segmentation and reassembling. So service point addressing is that we need to identify the port address in which port we are transferring the data. And then segmentation and reassembly is that once the data is received to the destination side, you need to reassemble all those data received from the receiver side. So that is the purpose of the segmentation and reassembly. And then flow control and then error control, that is follows by the data link layer. So what are all the process which is done by data link layer for transferring the data, that should be same process will be repeated in this network layer for the flow control and then error control. So next one is a session layer. So this session layer is responsible for making the conversation between these two applications. So whatever communication we are done by the sender and the receiver, it will be managed by the session layer only. So once the communication is started, it will establish the connection between the sender to receiver, and then so whatever the data it will transfer between the sender and receiver, so without neglecting the connection, the session should be managed by the session layer. And then once the so data process to be completed, so it should be wind up by the session layer. So it also having certain functions, and then dialogue control and then synchronization. So the dialogue control is that the conversation made between the sender and the receiver, what are the types of conversation we should make. One is a half duplex and then full duplex. So half duplex is that we can't able to do a same time communication between the sender and receiver. Full duplex is that at the same time sender and receiver will communicate. Synchronization is that this both sender and receiver should have a mutual understanding for the data communication process. So the example they are saying, and then presentation layer. So the presentation layer is used for the so take care of the syntax and then semantics of the information exchanged between these two communication systems. So it also having the certain functions: translation, encryption, and then compression. So what is called as a translation? Translation is that the information in the form of we are sending via the medium, so which is called as a zeros and ones, so like that. So that is called as a translation. And then encryption is that whatever the data we are sending between the sender and the receiver, all the data should be in a encrypted manner. So once the data is got received from the receiver side, you should be so decrypt and recover the original data. And then compression is that so the actual amount of data size to be compressed, so for the betterment of data transmission. And then last layer is that application layer. This application layer is the topmost layer. So this layer is used to provide services to the user. So it and this application layer is also act as a user interface layer. So it provide services called so mail services, directory services. There are several kind of services are there. So with the type of services, it will support several kind of protocols, that SMTP, simple mail transfer protocol, post office protocol, simple network management protocol. So like that several protocols are available. So with that protocols, it will provide services to the user. See here, so there are services are there: mail services, directory services, and then file transfer and then access management. So mail services that we can send the email from a sender to receiver, and then directory service that so provides access to the global information about the various services. And then file transfer, so normal file transfer process we are making via this file transfer and then access management. So these are all the supporting protocols which is used for application layer: HTTP, FTP, SMTP, and then NFS, and then NVT. So with this so open system interconnection OSI layer is got to. Thank you.